A week had passed since Leonardo had wet the bed for the second time, and things had taken a sharp left turn into the bizarre. His mind hadn't shut off exactly. No, that would have been kinder. Instead, it had fractured and stayed wide awake, like a broken light bulb flickering in a basement no one visited anymore. He couldn't talk. Not really. Any time he opened his mouth, only baby sounds came out. Gurgles, coos, the occasional breathy, ah, that made his mother want to throw herself into the dryer and hit tumble forever. Valerie had been trying to stay calm, but calm doesn't stand a chance when your grown son starts crawling around the basement, squealing and chewing on his hoodie string. So she did what any exasperated suburban mother would do. She screamed his name like a fire alarm. "Leonardo!" He squealed in response and banged his heel against the wall in joy. Or distress. It was impossible to tell anymore. She stomped down the basement stairs, past the smell of stale pizza, moldy laundry, and a new mystery scent she couldn't quite place. That mystery was solved when she threw back his blankets and recoiled in horror. His pull-up had lost the battle, badly. The smell was violent. "Oh my God," she muttered, backing away as if the bed might attack her. "What the actual... Leonardo, you didn't even notice this?" He just looked at her wide-eyed and let out a sad little whimper. "Stay right there," she shouted as if he had places to be. She marched upstairs, grabbed the phone, and called Doctor Rubenstein like she was reporting a war crime. "Doctor? Yeah, hi, it's Valerie. Again, it's... worse. Much worse. The diapers aren't working. He's just leaking everywhere. He can't talk, he can't clean himself, and he's making noises. But he's awake, like he knows what's happening, and..." The doctor interrupted gently. "Yes, that's common." "What?" "It's part of the progression. The drug affects motor control and speech, but higher brain functions, those often remain intact for a while." Valerie blinked. "Are you telling me he understands everything?" "Yes," the doctor said. "The noises aren't happy. He's trying to speak. And the baby food. He'll need to stay on it. His digestive system's slowed down significantly. Solid food could cause a blockage. Just keep feeding him purees and we'll move forward with next steps." Valerie stared at her wall in horror. Her son, trapped in his body, unable to speak, reduced to cooing and crapping himself on a mattress. She hung up. Then she started packing. An hour later, Leonardo was in a giant custom stroller with what could only be described as a mattress strapped between his legs. The diaper was thicker than a winter comforter. He looked less like a person and more like a haunted doll from a very specific type of horror movie. Valerie shoved a lollipop into his mouth, not for sweetness, but silence. It looked just like a pacifier and worked just as well. The doctor's office was silent except for the squeaky stroller wheels and Leonardo's faint gurgling. The girl with the pigtails was still in the waiting room, chewing her own lollipop like she owned the place. She looked up and gave Leonardo a slow blink of recognition. He squealed and kicked his feet, not because he was happy, because he couldn't say, "Please help me." The appointment was quick. After the exam, doctor. Rubenstein looked tired. "I've seen a few cases like this. There's an experimental surgery, new but promising. It's in California." Valerie blinked. "California?" He nodded. "Berkeley, you'd have to travel. They do it in a university lab setting. You'll need to bring diapers, feeding tools, stroller, everything. It's not covered by insurance and it's not cheap, but it might reverse some of the regression." Valerie looked down at Leonardo, who had drooled all over his hoodie. He tried to lift his arms, but they just flopped back down. "We'll go," she said. That night she packed everything. Diapers, bottles, baby wipes, applesauce pouches. She packed a bib. Not because she wanted to, but because she had to. The humiliation was heavy, and the luggage was worse. She shoved a fresh diaper into Leonardo's face. "This is your life now," she snapped. "You couldn't just say no. You just had to be edgy. Jungle drugs, Leonardo? You ruined your brain, your pants, and this family's reputation." Leonardo made a low whine that turned into a hiccup. She thought for a second he might be crying. The next morning, she wheeled him to the car. It took everything to jam the stroller into the back seat. He made a high-pitched moan, the kind that could either mean I'm uncomfortable or I'm remembering what freedom felt like. At the airport, Valerie sat in the food court, feeding Leonardo with a plastic spoon full of mashed carrots while muttering obscenities under her breath. "Don't you dare spit this out," she hissed. "You're going to eat like a baby because that's what you are now. And if you spit it out, I swear to God I will leave you in California." A man nearby raised his eyebrows. She glared at him. "Don't judge me, this isn't some fetish thing, this is science." Leonardo slurped down the carrot paste with a slow blink of exhaustion. She wiped his mouth like he was 3 months old. They wheeled up to the gate. Leonardo was still humming, not because he was content, but because his mouth couldn't form words anymore. As the gate agent called for pre-boarding, Valerie sighed. "This is the worst thing I've ever done," she muttered. "And I dated a juggler in college." As she wheeled him down the jet bridge, she whispered, "This better work? Because if you ruin this flight with another accident, I swear to God I will put you in cargo." Leonardo made one last soft coo. It sounded like a goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Mommy Sarah's Story Time. If you enjoyed the stories, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Remember, my channel is not monetized, and I write most of the content myself. On occasions when I don't, it's sourced through emails from trusted contacts. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you're able to, consider making a donation to support our channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more stories with you.